The process of composing, specifically when I'm writing new pieces for electric viola, um, again, I approach it differently. Sometimes I have a preconceived notion of the piece. Sometimes I have the title first. Other times I sit down with the pedals and the instrument and I just wander. I start exploring, improvising, seeing where that takes me. And the process of adding the electronics, I mentioned the artist palette. I also like to mention being in the kitchen and being a cook without a recipe, but with millions of ingredients. And every time you add a different ingredient, quantity, or more salt, more sugar, more spice, it becomes something totally different. And that's also how I keep in my mind when I'm creating the music with the electronics. I add a little bit of one pedal, I add a little bit of another pedal, I do a loop, and it just a little bit of variation comes up with something totally new. And when you add two to a third one or a fourth one, again, you just keep increasing the realm of possibilities. I have a new piece that's going to be premiered by my string quartet, Scorchio, here at the Cutting Room, and we're premiering it on February 24th. And that piece is still in transit. And so I would urge people to actually come and hear it, because where it is now and where it will be on the 24th of February is very different places. And that particular concert, I'm wearing two hats, well, three hats, actually. As composer, as performer in the string quartet, I'm wearing my viola hat, and although we may have a few electronic tricks up our sleeves. And I'm also producing that event. It's going to be premiering 5 new pieces of composers that are writing for Scorchio. And I'm very excited about the variety of the composers. We have an Emmy-winning composer, Earl Rose. We have a jazz electronic tinged composer, Richard Sussman. We have the beatboxing sensation, Razel, and klezmer violinist composer Alicia Spiegels is joining. They will be joining us that night, so I'm really excited about that particular concert. Here at the Cutting Room, this is an amazing space. I've seen it grow, and it's just a great place for people to come and hang out as well as hear music. I think electronics and the various programs and technology have leveled the playing field in a lot of ways. And I guess maybe they were saying this for as different generations come up, but the term composer now applies very broadly, not only to people that are conservatory trained that can read those little black notes on those 5 little lines, but anybody that can put sounds together to create a coherent and a cohesive grouping of sounds, to call it a song, call it a composition, call it a musical piece. When you're a composer and you send your babies out to the world, you have to have some trust in the adoptive parents, and sometimes they're not quite as careful and don't have quite as much caring or investment in the piece. And for the most part, I'm involved. I try to be involved in the performances and the rehearsals, coaching if I'm not directly performing. But that's something that, I had an experience in another country with different culture. And because when I write, it's not very from the traditional sense of you sit down and you play the piece and you get up and bow. And so sometimes people are not quite as aware and as meaningful of the things that are written in the pieces. So, you just have to check that off as an experience. I have a lot of really good experiences. I've been pretty blessed in my career I had the opportunity of having my string quartet performed, and I was one of the performers with my quartet Scorchio at Carnegie Hall during one of the Tibet House benefit concerts. Philip Glass invited me to perform one of my pieces, and that was thrilling. And another more recent performance happened last year. I wrote a piece for electric viola and concert band, and that was the biggest piece that I've written so far. And to perform that with a 60-piece ensemble, and to have my electronics, and doing something which I feel so natural, and again, I use the word organic at, and to be supported and encourage the ensemble to step into my world, and it works. And everybody gets elevated. And for me, that's inspiring as well as being fulfilling. Composers Now Festival is a really great opportunity for cross-pollination. It's a place where composers and performers and audiences have a chance to see what's going on in the city, and to see some of their favorite performers and composers, and to try something new. It's an opportunity to really expand one's knowledge and resources.